Hello, thank you for another spiritual discussion. Kabbalists can explain why certain phenomena happen and what is their purpose. This is why they can predict developments before we see signs of them in our world. There is no fortune telling here any more than there is fortune telling and weather forecasts. All that there is here is a deeper understanding of developing trends. Unlike scientists who have access only to data that has already manifested in our world, Kabbalists have access to the roots of the data and can therefore predict their appearance in our world. One must first obtain the upper roots, the way things are in spirituality, above any imagination, and with pure attainment. Once he has thoroughly obtained the upper roots with his own mind, he may examine the tangible branches in this world and know how each branch relates to its root in the upper world, in all its orders, in quantity and quality. According to the wisdom of Kabbalah, the people of Israel were meant to be a role model of implementing the method of connection for the entire world. They were not intended to be superior to others in any way, but simply take their part in helping humanity unite. Since the core of the method, the ability to unite above hatred, lies deep within the root of the Israeli nation. The people of Israel originated from Abraham's spiritual ideal. He explained how people can unite in love and through their relationships, even the singular force that creates and operates all of reality. From Abraham until the ruin of the temple, the people of Israel sustained various degrees of awareness of that force, the Creator. But with the ruin, the nation split and went in two opposite traits. The Book of Zohar, also called the Book of Radiance, is perhaps the most mysterious composition ever written. It contains the secrets of the whole of creation. Until recently, these secrets were shrouded in mysteries and misconceptions. But now the book of Zohar is revealing its wisdom to show humanity a way forward. Any pain we feel, from the smallest to the greatest, reflect a sensation of the absence of light, the sensation of the absence of the Creator, in the point in the heart, in our souls. We should start asking, what is the meaning of my life? Why do I suffer? People lived, died, and never understood the actual reasons for their pain. You can feel instead completeness and delight if you create a spiritual contact with the Creator, despite the pain. The body could burn and you will feel nothing. It all depends on the tightness of your connection with the Creator. The stronger it is, the greater the joy. The weaker it is, the weaker the joy. If we relate to our pain correctly, we will see that all those torments are simply a reason for us to ascend spiritually, and then the entire world will be at our feet. The whole of the Torah relates only to the spiritual world. It explains our world. It does, however, make use of words to explain the structure of the spiritual world and how it dominates us. Because the spiritual world is the world of emotions and has no words, we use languages such as the language of the Bible, the language of legends, and the language of the Talmud in order to explain and describe that world. For that reason, most Kabbalists use the language of Kabbalah. A religious person must know how to follow rules and live within their boundaries. Kabbalah, however, leads to the attainment of the upper world. The Kabbalist mastering a certain spiritual level sees, feels, and bonds with everyone on that level, regardless of whether it's already happened in our world or is yet to come. In fact, the answer to all questions can only exist in one's own attainment of the higher world. The aspiration to know is wonderful, although it mustn't be an aspiration for knowledge alone, but rather for attainment. It is not through our wisdom or conscious thought that we have come to aspire to the upper light, but through our souls. The result depends on the quality of the material, meaning your approach and your intentions. The only way to elevate yourself spiritually is to awaken the influence of spiritual degrees upon you and study with the right aim in mind. Kabbalah is a study of how to sense the Creator. In order to feel the upper world, we must acquire other senses, which we call a screen. Only with the screen can we feel what is above us, beyond our material sensation. With our natural senses, we cannot detect. First, we get the wisdom and the reason of the upper world. Only then do we begin to feel it. The only way to acquire a screen is through the wisdom of Kabbalah. The screen is born and develops in us without any intent on our part because we don't know what it is. All the new things that appear in us are solely the direct result of our studies of Kabbalah. New means something from a higher degree than my current one. The study of Kabbalah awakens an invisible illumination of upper light that corrects man. After reaching the first degree, one can already sense all the parts of reality, but in a way that are appropriate to the first degree. How do we obtain a higher spiritual degree? For that, we must be able to alter our aim to fit the new spiritual degree. How will we be able to change ourselves? The way to do it is through faith above reason. Here's is what I mean by faith above reason. There are three paths one can take: above reason, within reason, and below reason. Reason is the self of man, his concepts, his mentality, and his education. Below reason is action without self criticism or examination. It is a state where reason is not taken into account. It is faith at all costs and is accepted without examination. The more capable a person is of disconnecting the mind and going by faith alone, the closer the faith is to being below reason. This expresses itself in training that people follow blindly, beyond question and doubt. This method is used to teach certain habits and beliefs that people keep for life. This sounds like being religious to me. Within reason means that a person examines and accepts only that which is suitable for one's conception of reality. It is an inner faith, a state where a person relies on reason, senses, and everything available from the inner nature. Above reason means that a person examines data, sees that it opposites one's perception of reality, but accepts it anyway, even if it is against one's better judgment and understanding. Why? Because this reason stems from the upper one, whom one trusts more than self. All the modes of operation for Kabbalah are narrowed down to faith above reason. With faith above reason, despite the desires and the understandings of the body, because the desires of the body belong to the current degree, we wish to climb to a higher one. We behave against every value, understanding, and attribute that we have in an X spiritual degree and blindly accept all the attributes of the X plus one as true, although they completely contradict our nature and seem completely unreal and unnatural in our current condition. However, we must accept them with faith above reason and adopt them as our own. If we succeed, the Creator will raise us to the next spiritual degree closer to Him. We must aim at faith above reason instead of trying to understand with reason and logic, even if we were possible, or even if it were possible, I should say, within a group, there are always opportunities to accept a friend's opinion. The group should become a place where one becomes mentally ready to advance with faith above reason. We must constantly practice on one another in order to understand what faith above reason really means. It is to accept the opinion of others, even if we completely disagree with it. I must come to a point where, although I completely disagree with a person, I must be open to accept his or her idea because I want to reach the goal with them. If I don't understand the opinion of my friend, how can I accept it? I have to analyze everything and accept their idea, although I object to it, although it pains me and makes me suffer and hate. And bringing this video to a close, please feel free to share it with others. And if you would like to see more of this type of content, please click the subscribe button below on this channel. Also, after subscribing, if you click the notification bell, you will be notified of any new videos that I make. I would also love to have your comments and questions below. Just be respectful to one another. And again, I say thank you.